Hello there and welcome to yet another video. If you have any questions, please do leave them in the comments. If you want more videos like this, do subscribe. So there are many places you can invest your money on the stock market, not just in the US and Europe, but also in a place called Asia. It's in fact where most of the world's population live, and there is a massive growth potential in the region. Some countries like China growing at 6.7% GDP growth annually, Indonesia 5% GDP growth, India is up at 7.1% GDP growth, while the US is down at 2%. So Asia is mostly a emerging region, which means it's still developing and it's growing at a much faster rate than the United States or developed Europe. So that doesn't necessarily mean you'll get better returns, but it means there's a good chance you will, but you're also taking on more risks. So how would you go about investing in Asia through the stock market? Now, a lot of brokers in the US and Europe don't even allow you to trade on the Asian stock markets, the Tokyo Stock Exchange, the Shanghai, Hong Kong, or Bombay, or whatever it may be. So you have to try and invest in Asia through the US, mostly through the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ. So first things first, if you're lucky, the company you want to invest in is actually listed in the US. A lot of the biggest Chinese companies and South Korean companies are actually listed in the United States, so you can buy it through your broker just like any other stock. Some of these companies are Baba, that is the ticker for Alibaba, which is the e-commerce giant. Then you have Baidu, which is one of the largest internet company and providers in China. There is NetEase, which is a gaming company. You have China Mobile, and many other companies. You also have Toyota and Honda, which are some Japanese car makers. So there are certain very large companies which are actually listed on the New York Stock Exchange. So if you're lucky, you can just look it up there. But the way most of us will end up investing in Asia is through ETFs, so that's exchange traded funds. You can also invest in mutual funds, but ETFs are generally safer, pays more dividend, and is a lot cheaper. So what are the options if you want to go with Asian Pacific ETFs? Well, for the whole region, you have ETFs like VPL, which is the Vanguard Pacific ETF, and you also have AIA. And so these two are for the whole region. And then you have another one called GMF, which is the emerging part of Asia. So that will be China, Philippines, Indonesia, India. So that's excluded South Korea and Japan, because those countries are considered fully developed. Now, country-specific ETFs, we can start with China, which is FXI. This is the largest Chinese ETF. For India, we have INDA. For Indonesia, we have EIDO. These countries, a lot of growth potential there. Now for Japan, we have EWI. Lower GDP growth, but still some very good technology and robotics companies. And then we have EPHE, which is for the Philippines. So a very risky region, but good potential for returns. Now, some more goodies for you will be the Chinese Tech Etf, QQC. I've recommended this earlier. Very, very nice ETF. These are all the largest technology companies in China. Then you have Qi, so CHII, which is the Chinese industrial sector. Then we have SMIN, which is small cap India stocks. So that's going to be just smaller companies in India. So it's fast growing companies in a fast growing economy. That's definitely a recipe for very, very high potential returns. And then you have a last one, which is HAO, which is Chinese small cap. So there's a lot of potential growth in these two ETFs. And in a good year, these ETFs will go up like 30-40%, while an S&P 500 ETF will go up 10-15%. So pretty much double the potential returns, but so much up and down. Personally, I would definitely look at this one. Very, very good alternative. I like China, but in particularly I like Chinese tech and internet companies. So this is definitely one to look at. So I think you should invest in Asia. You can't have all your money in the US or whatever. So get invested in Asia. Let me know how it goes, and till next time.